Good morning, and hope you're having a wonderful day, Mike's Diabetes World. Now, I think I'm going to change the name and do a revamp. The videos aren't that great, and, but today we're going to talk about doctor's visits. And how often are they kept? Are they not? But we're going to discuss it. When you're diagnosed, you are put into classes. You learn how to do your finger pricks and your numbers, and every day you're just so adamant to make sure everything is okay. And then, you know what? It's almost like every diabetic gets into a rut. And they continue on their way, and they do it every day, and they try to do it well. And even if things aren't working, sorry, it's still morning here, we tried to do our best to keep going with it. And then soon, we become a little hard-headed. And, a doctor will say, oh, well, maybe you should really see the diabetic clinic, or I call it diabetic daycare, or doesn't matter, it could be just somebody, your GP says you need to go see your regular or specialist. But it's important that you go, but we get hard-headed. We start saying, oh, I don't need to. I know what I'm doing. And I've since turned around, but there was a period, oh yeah, okay, yeah, right. And in my mind I'm going, oh yes, I know how to do this. And they would say, oh, well, we should test to make sure you can do it. And there was, back in the day, you had to go to a clinic and get a card, or BC Pharmacare would not pay for your test strips. So, okay, I'll go and I'll do it for that. But, going to the doctor, so I think as we age, we all kind of go through this, and I'm doing fine. But even in your mind, you still go and say, oh, I am doing fine. I don't need to go see the doctor. Now, as kids, most of the time our parents make us go, but as we get into adulthood, oh, I don't need to go, I'm doing fine. And a lot of diabetics, if they've had a severe low, and I'm talking, they've fallen over, they've done a whole bunch of things, they will say, oh, I'm fine. They push people away and say, I'm all fine, or I'm okay. And at first I thought it was just me, me, and I thought, I'm being kind of a prick. Here, when I've come around, here these people are trying to help me, and all I can do is sit there and whine about it. And there'd be times after that I'd be sent to, oh, well, you have an appointment to see your doctor. And this was before I have the endocrinologist I have till next month. But it's all good. But, I'd go, okay, yeah. And I've mentioned this story before, that I would go to a hospital and just one sec here. Just check and see that Nico's clear. I'll have to get a glove back on. And they decided, oh, well, you're going to have to see a social worker. Okay. And, they sent me for testing and everything, saying that I had too much stress. And that was causing my high blood sugars and my low blood sugars. And then it was, oh, well, you don't have that much stress. And every day you have to do something that is going to help you in your life. So it got to the point with my parents, and that I would I couldn't, the rest of the family could be sitting and watching television. And, I'd sit down and I'd join them. Just one sec, put me on the other glove. My hand's cold. And, the comments were, well, is that going to help you in later life? Maybe you should go read a book on diabetes. Or, and it was like, give me a break. All day, we would be stuck doing this, and it eventually wore off, but all days we had to keep what we're doing. And, I still to this day don't believe that stress really played that much a role for me. Now, it may for you, and, there's always people feeling different about things. Now, your body can be under stress from many different things. But stress is a part of life, and, you deal with it. But you can be sick and be stressed and have stress that way. So, that's where I've had my blood sugar go quite high. But, doctors will check certain things. And, sorry, another person on the phone, so we'll wait a moment here. And a lot of the emergency room physicians will do a blood test, and I'll say, "Oh, it's normal." Well, why do you know it's going to be normal? And it's like, because I've done this a million times, and they keep thinking, "Oh well, it's because you're ill," and then when you don't find something, it's, "Oh well, it's stress." And a lot of times, maybe it's the stubbornness, and we've gone this route before. And if you're able to have a doctor who understands that, in reality, stress doesn't play that much of a role. But I'm going to go through a doctor change. And I think I've mentioned this before. My doctor is going more into the teaching mode. And she'll do awesome doing that. But, I have a doctor, and he knows he's treated me in the hospital. So he kind of knows me. And I'm going to be a problem. Now, he may be able to find not the cure, but I'll call it the cure to why I'm so brittle. But, we've changed insulin before. And because I'm brittle, I've tried different insulins, and excuse me for that. Nico, busy. Come on, busy. So, as patients, don't get so cynical. Now, I've been able to push in the back of my mind all the stress points, or doctors that have said, "Oh well, it must be stress." And so that's all great. But for some people it may be, and that's, a doctor will come out and say, "Well, we should try this." And okay, and I've got to get a couple of things tidied up with Dr. Walls. And Dr. Shu, he's a good guy. Actually, all of them that work out of Royal Columbian, they know me, and they're actually okay. And most, I think, endocrinologists are fairly knowledgeable. But it takes a bit to find one that's willing to take that extra step. And this being, should wait. Okay, Nick, there we go. We're gonna go back over these bumps for a moment. Okay. But they should be able to say, okay, the normal aspects aren't really working for you. And I don't mean that in a negative way. But hopefully you'll have one that is willing to take a look in other ways. And I'm sure Dr. Wallace will pass over notes, and because Dr. Shu was with me when I was in the hospital for 9 months. And now I'll tell you a story. I think I may have told you once, but we'll tell you again. Dr. Shu, I was admitted with DKA. And with the bumpy road again. Sorry. So often, we get we'll call it misdiagnosis of people. And my doctor was off on holidays or whatever, and I had got sick over Christmas. And just 1 sec, sorry, put my glove back on. And I was admitted, and the associate took care of me. And they do this little thing, and probably at other hospitals too, of the doctors rotate. So with the specialty of endocrinology, you'd have one endocrinologist who would take care of the whole hospital. Anyone who needs an endocrinologist. And that, may work, but doesn't always work. So we need to be assured that these doctors came in, and he came in, and I'm thinking, for whatever reason, Dr. Shu could have been having a bad day or whatever, or he was putting on his clinical face, and at the end of our first meeting, it wasn't that I disliked him as a person. I thought, oh, here we go again. But since then, I've learned to, okay, he kind of knows what he's doing. And he's the one that's going to be taking over my care. But I think it was partly because he wasn't satisfied with the status quo. And he's always willing to look into things. And that, for a brittle diabetic, is important. And you need to have a strong backup team. And that, to me, was my diabetic nurse and the whole team there. And I think a lot of times we get into these routines and we get happy, and people say, yeah, you like that doctor because you can get away with whatever. And I said no. I like that doctor because she comes up with an approach, and for a while that works. So you need to just look up. Running.
Wait.
You
She keeps thinking.
and sometimes shake up are good. I'm sorry that I'm going to lose Dr. Wallace, but I'll still have my nurse, and my care will continue. But on the other hand, I've had endocrinologists where we didn't click, and you end up sort of like, oh well, you must be cheating. And that's a little hard to swallow when you really haven't been cheating. Well, sometimes you may have something you shouldn't, but on the whole, I didn't really cheat. And I just didn't connect, and it didn't work. And you have to find a doctor that you can work with. And if you don't find that doctor, you're not going to be happy, and you're not going to put your whole view and feelings about your treatment behind you. Oh, it's a little windy out here this morning. Now it could be snow, they're saying, for later in some areas, so we'll see. So get up and take care. But if you find you're having problems with the doctor, well, not problems, but you just don't click, and morning, that you feel you can get your care with, and something that you can work well. Because it's all up to you. Your doctor, your healthcare professional are there to offer advice. And sometimes you may need to hear it from another source if you don't feel you're getting the right treatment. So if you don't feel the connection there, try another. Somewhere out there, you will be able to find an endocrinologist or a doctor who will help you take care of you and your diabetes. Well, that's it for today. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.